Hey y'all, welcome back to Andy's Little Homestead. Today I wanted to share a story with y'all about something that happened to me just recently, and I think that it might apply to some of y'all too. Maybe not, but I think it's worth sharing. You see, here lately I've been kind of down. I've got so much stuff that needs to get done, and my head is often not in it. I feel like I got Waffle House brain, okay? It's just scattered all over the place and smothered with worry and covered with anxiety or whatever. I don't know how you really want to put it, but it's been rough, and that's the kind of thing that happens to me every now and again. I've always been straight with y'all about what's going on in my life, and that now is no different. Um, it's starting to cool off. Winter's gonna get here, and I feel like I've got a million things to do and not enough time to do it. And then when something little goes wrong, it kind of makes it even worse. It just scatters further, and things kind of take over. It's something I've dealt with for a long time, and that hasn't changed. But last night, I've been going through this for a few weeks, and last night we were sitting around the fire after dinner, and I found this log. Now it really doesn't look like much. You can see that little notch in it, and it took me a second. I was trying to figure out where that came from, and then it hit me. This log was cut 4 years ago. It was much longer at the time, and it was one of the first things that I attempted to build when I landed here in northern Michigan. And I landed here, after losing my wife, my family, because of my own stupidity. And I had very, very little with me. Basically everything I could put on the back of a trailer and just kind of starting over. I lived in a camper, and I didn't have water. I didn't have power or anything like that. It wasn't a good living situation, but it was my first attempt. I had cut a few logs. I was trying to build a cabin of some kind. This was before I ever even started filming. And that project didn't work out. It ended up getting abandoned. Those logs all got cut up into firewood. They were more useful as firewood. And then when that firewood was stacked and dried, it ended up avoiding the maple syrup evaporator, and then it landed over here with me, and it landed in the pile of wood that was going into the fire last night. And in 4 years, I went from that to this, and my perspective completely changed. And because I get overwhelmed with what's coming next, I don't always see where I've been. But that night, I had pork belly tacos for dinner. That came from a pig that I slaughtered. I had roasted corn on the cob that I grew. I'm sitting inside a fence that I built in a spot that used to be woods and is now a yard. To even get to here, you got to drive down a road that I cut and graded and built up when it flooded out and everything else. This morning I'm drinking coffee that's pumped out of the ground in a well that I set. It runs through pipes that I buried and pushed by a pump that I installed. And 4 years ago, I had this, a terrible, unsuccessful attempt at building a cabin. A lot of things have changed in 4 years, and I'm grateful to be able to talk to all y'all about it. I certainly didn't take the easy way of going about things. There's a lot of people out there who want to build a homestead, and their idea of that involves they find a piece of land and they hire a contractor to build them a house, and they hire some kind of solar expert to come in and build. Ellie gonna get hire some kind of solar company to build their little off-grid whatever. We've done all this ourselves, and I'm grateful that along the way I've gotten to share that with all y'all. And I'm I'm not quitting. I plan on continuing to do that. But there's an immense satisfaction if I could actually just take the time to look back at where we've been and look at where we are now. It wasn't just about building a cabin. It wasn't just about building any individual physical thing. It was about building a life. And what we're doing was not uncommon not too many years ago. But I think that choosing the uncommon way of doing things was the right way. There's other people that are farther along with whatever it is that they got going. I'd love to have the house done, but we work with what we got and we push forward relentlessly. So I'm feeling a little bit better. Now last night around the same time I was having this little revelation, so to speak, I got a message on the page from a gentleman in Tennessee. I won't say his name, but he told me that he was starting over. He had his own issues with alcohol and had fallen off the wagon, wasn't in a good spot, and he was trying to find a piece of land to kind of do what we're doing. And it all just landed at once. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that the good Lord allows certain events in your life to happen in the time and place that they're meant to. But he's right here, right now, trying to scrape, trying to move forward with a restart. So if you happen to still be listening by now, and you're in a spot where you're at the start or the restart, and you wanna build something, just keep going, man. It's not going to be a straight line to the finish. You're going to be all over the place. You're going to go up, you're going to go down, you're going to get kicked, but eventually you're going to make it. And as I sat here by a beautiful fire with my family back together and a pile of pork belly tacos, I realized we actually are kind of making it. So I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm sorry y'all hadn't heard from me last week. I'm having issues with my subscription for my stock music. It's been a mess, and so you're getting a truck talk, even though it's not a truck talk, it's camper chair talk, this week. But I have filmed the other videos, so I got more coming. For those who have watched from the very beginning, I'm grateful for y'all. I really am. If I never had an audience, my life would probably look the exact same, but it wouldn't have happened as fast. So, thanks for sticking around. As always, I hope y'all enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I love you. God bless. I don't have a joke for the end. I couldn't think of one. The Waffle House Brain is the most jokey that I could come up with for this. But if anybody has the technical ability to remove background music from videos, shoot me a message or something. I'm trying to get everything put up across all platforms. So, if that's a thing you know how to do, hit me up. Bye.